Okay, it is Tuesday, May 3rd, 8:22 in the morning. I just got in front of the screens. I'm running a little bit behind, so I've got to adjust some levels here, like the overnight levels, and take a look at things. So, give me a few minutes. I'm going to mute the mic, and I'll be back right around the open. Okay, I'm back. Back in action. Give me a minute here, and I'll mark that opening range. Looks like we've got some factory orders coming out at 9 o'clock Central, and then Jolts coming out at 9 as well. Okay, so I mentioned earlier I hadn't really had much time in front of the screen. I usually don't require much, but usually just 10 minutes, 15 minutes of setting levels. I was able to come in front of it, set the overnight high and low, and looking at this, our opening range, the two orange lines, is just right in the middle of it, just right in between here. So what I'm going to want to do next is just find some battle zones as far as where a battle took place either yesterday or where a battle is unfolding, maybe today, and be mindful of what's happening in that area and execute accordingly. So the bottom of this opening range up here, yesterday this was the yellow line. Earlier in the day when I had a short, it was right around like 9:15 or so, maybe 9:30, when we got short up here and it broke. So this, to me, this is an important area here. Had a big bullish day yesterday. Looking at the daily chart, so on the left we've got the 15-minute, on the right we've got the 1-minute chart. But looking here at the daily, for context, 30,000 foot view, came down and then just rejected it, closed here. So pretty big move up there to end the day. So the bears weren't ready to take control of it yet, and the bulls weren't having it. So looks like from the afternoon hours, from about 1:30 Central, it just rallied the whole afternoon. I'm going to pull up NASDAQ real quick. Then yeah, let's look at our high real quick from yesterday. High of yesterday was about 41.66, right here at this level. Yesterday I had in there tagged kind of like right around the 80 level. It was high 70s to 80. So it's interesting that in the overnight that we got up to, it looks like 76 here. Expand that a little bit more. There we go. me drag the 5-minute onto the screen here. Okay, so yesterday, based on context, based on looking at like the daily chart, I can remember seeing, this is the 5-minute chart right here. I can remember seeing this and thinking and talking about it, putting a line right around here. Might have been a tiny bit lower at like 47, but thinking if we come up and can't hold that, we should push a bit lower. And that's what we ended up doing. So that same line, I think that'll be important for this morning. Now, it might be that we break it early. It might be that we don't break it at all. It might be that we go up, and if we go up higher and if I get short up higher, I'll be looking to scale some out at this area. It might be that we come and break it now, we'll look weak, and I initiate a position as we're getting through it. But that area, holds some significance to me. But for right now, we just sit and wait, sit and hang tight. I don't have too big of a bias one way or the other about what the market is or isn't doing or shouldn't do. Again, just looking at context, looking at where we were yesterday. Don't know. Flip a coin. Right? I think that's something that so many new traders, myself, that we get caught up in. We think that, I know it's easy to do, like I should have an opinion. I'm a trader, or I'm trying to be a trader. I should have an opinion as to where the market should go. And truth of the matter is that a good amount of the time there's just not enough information for you to have an opinion that's valid, right? Like there's times that we can have a hypothesis and we really have some strong reasons to back it up. But to have an opinion just because you feel like you should have one, to me, there's not a lot of value in that. So right now, my opinion is I don't know. I just don't know. There's not enough market-generated information for me personally yet to make a decision one way or another. So we'll watch and see what it does at this 47, 46, kind of the bottom of the range here. Even now I have an opinion about the day, but I don't like airing it too much just because, within a minute or the blink of an eye, that thesis, that opinion can get blown out of the water. So just gonna hang tight here. Not in a position just yet. I'll be right back, in fact. going to sell it here. It's going to be against this little wick right here. Maybe too tight of a stop. I don't know. I might move my stop up a little bit higher. I'm in a quarter of the position that I'll allow myself to get into. NASDAQ weak. I might get out of this thing. We'll watch it here. We'll watch this wick. Keep an eye on this. My stop's just a little higher than this. NASDAQ weak, but it's bouncing on the overnight low here. I'm gonna move my stop a little bit closer. All right, I want to see it move here. I want to see it get lower at this point. If not, I'll get out of it. Looking for it to get down here around 30. Here you go. I think they're going to run some stops here. Mine included. So they didn't stop me out yet. We got really close though. Still might happen. NASDAQ's bouncing off its overnight. I don't like that. Looks like they'll take me out here. Yep, I'm stopped out on that position. So saw this little candle, thought we might get weak and then fail, which we didn't. Let's watch and see now what they do here at the high. Yeah, that's a little frustrating. I'm going to try it again right here. I might add to this one now. So we've got a report coming out another like 15 minutes or so. Yeah, I really want to see it break this here. we go. All right, let's see if we can get down below this, break it, take it out. There it goes. That's looking better. So again, this is that. It's not there yet. I mean, we're not out of the woods. We need to get below this level here, but I'm shorting this because that area was significant earlier. There we go. That looks decent. I'm going to buy just a tiny bit back right here. I'm still in 80% of my position. Stop is hard stop right at this area now. I'm going to buy a little bit more right here as well. Okay, so I'm in 2/3 of that original position. Hard stop right here. So I know I'm wrong here. I need to figure out now some better targets. So saw that flush lower, figured that'd be a good space to get out. 10 points lower there, so that was nice. Yeah, next target I'm looking for overnight low right here. So we'll want to see it come down here and really hold below here. Maybe it gets back up into here. Maybe it comes up, takes me out. I don't know. Trying to think back to yesterday when we were at these levels. So let's see. Now yesterday, yeah, we had the overnight battle yesterday. Remember, it was between 41.42 and like 41.22. That was where a lot of the action took place in the overnight session. Not last night, but the night before, so like on Sunday. So I'd like to see this thing stay below this here. Now if it pops above, that's okay, but ultimately I want to see it stay below this, fail, and then come back down into this area and try to take out the 30s. But I'm keeping in mind we had a monster rally yesterday off of the bottom. We just went up and up. So we could continue the rally today. Here lately with all this volatility too, I've been taking more trades, which I don't know if it's a good thing. I usually, I get several good looks in a week, like good trades, good setups, but I feel for me like sometimes taking too many, it can kind of get me twisted around, right? If let's say I'm overall like bearish on the day, I'm looking to buy here and sell here and then buy this and all that, it can kind of muddy the water as far as helping me remember like, hey, what's your overall stance for the day? Like, where do you stand? Okay, we've got our news coming out in another 10 minutes here. I'm going to hold that. So again, like I'm holding against this high right here, my stop out from that position. I'm still in 2/3 of my position, but thinking, yeah, maybe we come up here. Going to hold it through the news because I've got my stop in place. And every now and then with news, you can get like a big move. So we'll see if the risk to reward plays out on that one. So again, we're trying to get back up in this range, trying to reclaim it, which I don't like because I'm short from the middle of this range, the opening range. I'm going to buy a little bit back right here. All right, so, and a little bit more. Okay, so now I'm just in 1/3 of that original position. Didn't want to have this winner turn into a loser. I might flatten out completely here. Okay, so I'm flattened out. Had one that was a winner, tried to give it some legs and let it run, and thought, man, if I'm still holding 2/3 and we come up here, it would turn into like a break even, which I didn't want. I wanted to book a little bit of profit on that one since that first trade I had didn't work out. So the question is, what could we do today? Where could we go, right? This is yesterday. Buyers just drove it way up. Where could we go today? Do we digest? Do we just kind of hang out in here? Do we try to get lower? Do they come back down and slam it in? I don't know. I do not know. But I may have a better idea. Here's the day develops. NASDAQ's still holding its overnight low. It's come down lower than it, but at least for right now on the 15-minute chart, it's holding that low, staying above it. Doesn't mean it can't break it. And what's my, right when I enter a trade, what's my target? How far am I looking for it to go? What's up, Tony? Yeah, I'll look at fib levels sometimes. For me, it's usually looking at like half back, so like 50% or the 0.78. Like I have a trade where I tag it where it's called half back, or I've got one it's like 0.78 bounce. If I see, or when I see one, I'll be sure to like call it out and say, oh, this is the one that I call, you know, the half back pullback. So just hanging tight right now, waiting for some news. Trying to be patient. I've dubbed myself the no FOMO trader, right? No one else is giving me that title. But I thought, yeah, I want to be the guy who sits, who's patient, who waits for a good setup, and who acts accordingly when they see that. So I'm tempted to short this thing, but I'm not going to do it just yet. Not yet. And maybe I should, but reason being is, well, might break this and then sell off. We're just right here in the middle of overnight high, overnight low. Here's our opening range. We're smack dab in the middle. This lower part of the range was a significant area yesterday. So again, like flip a coin, right? I feel like we could go lower, we could go higher. It's anyone's guess at this level, so I'm gonna sit back and wait until we get a little bit more info. NASDAQ now pushing. So the NASDAQ on the 15 looks pretty strong, at least for the time being, right? Here's NASDAQ. Here's NASDAQ's overnight high, overnight low. Now, 6, 7, 8 minutes ago, this was looking weaker because it opened here and it was a red bar probing lower, but that got negated. So now it's, you know, it's got first half hour of trade hanging above that overnight low. So we'll see if NASDAQ wants to push a bit higher. Probably, let me switch over to that. Just pull up the daily and see if there's any levels of significance I see on that chart. Huh. Well, let's see what this news does. Yeah, I'm not seeing much right now. I don't think it's even like big market moving news. It's kind of like moderate. So the news that comes out, it could be a non-event. So we came down, we held this 40, right? I wasn't expecting that. I thought that we would on the S&P try to at least get another 10 points lower, somewhere into like the mid to low 30s, but we didn't do that. Held 40, and then we're just retaining the range here. NASDAQ definitely the stronger of the two. It's our high yesterday. Let's see. High was 41.65 3/4. Looks like we took that out. Let me look at the overnight stuff here. Do I watch the DXY? Is it the dollar? I never look at that. I look at UUP, which I think tracks the dollar as well. It's like an ETF for the dollar. Oh, sorry if you can't hear me. I don't watch DXY too much. Like maybe for longer term trades, like I was in some gold stocks and then dumped them about a week ago, which I'm glad I did. So I'm looking to re-enter some gold stocks, but waiting to see what the dollar does first. But yeah, it's more for like longer term trades that I do. For me, longer term is like several months, 6 months, 7, 8 months. Some I might hold longer. So I was accumulating gold for a few months there, going back about 7 months. Gold stocks, gold miners. But no, intraday, I don't watch the dollar versus the S&P. I'm sure it works 100% of the time, 50% of the time. There's a lot like that with, watching the markets where there are correlations and certainly like nuances that you can glean, but and little tips you can get here and there. And if it helps you, then by all means. I've been debating lately like how much attention I should give to NASDAQ as it relates to trading the S&P 500, because at times I feel like it really gives me an edge, and then there's other times where honestly it's neutral, it doesn't show one way or the other. Then I know there's times where it trips me up a bit, where I feel something, I'm seeing something on the S&P, but the NASDAQ isn't following suit, and so maybe I don't enter or I scale out too early, but then there's other times where I don't know, it makes up for it. So maybe it's a bad habit. I haven't decided yet. Tony, it'd be good to just catch up with you, see how things are going on your end. I'd love to hear more about the crypto trading. Yeah, for me, that's something I'm just not used to with the big moves. But I suppose if you've got some good levels there, risk to reward is just phenomenal. And instant gratification at times too, I'm sure, where you can put a good trade in and just have it rip and really go in your direction. I guess I'm more of an old man when it comes to trading. I know the S&P can get kind of boring at times. I feel like I have a better handle on it. I'm going to collapse that down. know I mentioned 68 the other day. We never got up there. We're here right now at 68. I mentioned before, sometimes if I find myself like looking too hard for clues, it's best to just, sit back and wait until something becomes a bit more obvious. So even here, I'm looking like, where can I short this thing? How can I sell it? Where can I get involved? And I'm just not seeing a whole bunch just yet, so it might just be that I should sit back. Although I'm considering getting short against this high of the day right here. Pretty nice wick on the 15 minute on the NASDAQ. Yeah, there we go, that's looking good. If we can get a bounce, I'll short this thing. Looking for a little bounce, Let me pull this up here. I'll try selling some here. I think I will add too if we get up here. All right, so I'm short. Just sold some. For anyone who's not too familiar, doesn't mean I bought down here and I'm selling now. I initiated the position by selling it short. Watch and see what it does here around this level. We're getting a pretty good move here. I'm gonna scale some right here, just 20% of my position. So NASDAQ's coming into, that's interesting. That was that 68 level that I mentioned. So we got up to 68.5. Mentioned that one the other day. I don't know as far as like legs with this one. Again, I'd love to see it get down to here and then here maybe. That would be very nice. I'm gonna buy a little bit back right here. I should have given that a second or two. Next level of scale is going to be down here. So this area again, it's important. See how well we can break it. Next area of contention is going to be this here. Then we'll see if we can get to 30s. So I'm watching the tempo too, like on the 1 minute bar, how quickly we get there, right? There's times where I'll kind of sell myself short, we'll get a big burst down and I'll scale out at what was support. But It's usually better on like a big impetuous move to give it a little bit more time and let it see if it can flush through and get to another level of support. So trying to hold it, right? Trying to hold. This was our battle zone yesterday, remember? I know this was the battle zone, the lower part. Yesterday's overnight high might have been a little bit higher. It might have been right here, actually. I can't remember exactly. I know it was right around this area. Old battle zone. So let's see, I'm short from up here, like 57. I'm still in 60% of my original position. Scaled some out here. That's nice, I like that. It's a nice bar, like nice rejection. Let's see if it holds though. Okay, that's a nice bar right there. That one, right? Came up, middle of the range, sellers got in, just slammed it. I want to see a little bit more of a push lower. Come on. I'm going to scale a little bit right here as well. I'm still in 1/3 of my original position. I think if it gets above this, I don't want it. If it gets above that little spike right there, I think. And maybe I'm not giving enough wiggle room. If I get stopped out on that last little runner here, that's fine. It still books a good profit for that trade. I can always re-enter, right? Like if we come up here, show another little wick, and then fail. Got another minute and a half until we get a new 15-minute bar. So our 15-minute bar is over here. All right, let's see if they run them here. Let's see if they run some stops, get it above this. If not, my next target's going to be down here. I'll call it like 32. So if I don't get if my trailing stop doesn't get hit right here for the last third of my position, I'll be looking for somewhere down here. Close, we're almost stopped out. Okay, so that last little runner I had on, I trailed it, got stopped right here, but we're definitely going to watch here at this level, see what it does. Man, stops are a good thing. Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought that stops are good? But they are. They are good. Again, we're getting some volatility. NASDAQ looking kind of wonky on the chart, to tell you the truth. Ah, darn it. I was going to consider another short there against that high. I'm going to sell this again. Boy, I'm late to the game on that. Yeah, that one I didn't have as quick a reflexes as I should have had. I'm going to buy a little bit back right here, only because my entry on that, man, my entry was piss poor on that one. I'm gonna buy some right here too. And I'm gonna have my stop now be this area right here. That one. Where they got triggered from the first place. So that's my stop. That's what I'm holding it against. So yeah, I saw that one, just didn't make a decision quick enough. Okay, so that last little piece I had on it here just got taken out. So that last trade I had was just a scratch. Bears trying to push this thing, man. And I feel like I want to be one of them. Let's see if 4168. Oh, from what level, Tony? 4168, Tony says, is the 0.886 fib level. From where to where? Yeah, it's kind of cool when you're looking at a level and it makes sense to you for whatever reason, and then you think, oh, that's where a moving average is, that's where a fib is, that's where the overnight high was. You start adding those things up, and it can make for some good confluence. Man, if the Bears can't get this thing down, the Bulls, they're going to hurt some people. I'd like to do a Discord because I think the delay is a lot less. I just can't. I'm not that tech savvy, and I've been on other people's Discords and can navigate it fine, but just trying to do it and share a screen, it's no big deal. But I guess just getting it set up properly, I'm a little bit lost there. Because I think on here the lag is probably 15 seconds, which usually for my trades 15 seconds is no big deal, but here lately with the volatility I've been in and out a lot quicker, and so 10 seconds can make a big difference. But yeah, it'd be cool to have a little Discord group, get some guys trading and calling out some levels and just sharing about what they see, what they like. For me, that's been just a long, hard journey of like being a lone wolf, right? Get inside your own head. And so even as nobody is watching this, or when, we've got all of maybe 2 viewers, I've found for me, like, it's very helpful to just talk things through, to audibly be talking about a trade, to realize on this one I took here, like, oh, my execution was horrible on that. I'm going to bail out of this thing and, wait for something I like better. Versus being rigid and trying to impose my will on the market. Let's see what Tony. Oh, so February 24th to March 29th. Feb 24. Oh, going way back. Okay. Feb 24th to March. Oh, okay, from that to that. Oh, I see. I gotcha. So looking at a big term, Tony, looking at the longer term macro play. Up. Let me get back to it. So, man, they keep. Sorry, Tony, I'm just going to tune back in here. They keep trying to sell this thing, and again, like, I want to get on board. I want to get short. Let's figure out. Let's figure out some levels here. So again, I feel like this level is important. Just the middle of this guy. NASDAQ again down to its overnight low. I wonder if this is the move I've been waiting for. I'm going to try to short some right here. So right at my little level here, we'll try to short it. I've got a little FOMO on this trade. I'm not going to lie. I feel like the market wants to break down. I want to be involved. I'm looking for a spot to get involved, as I have been the last few trades. Some of them have been like horrible. I had, scratch, one winner, one loser. But I'm short here, right? My stop out is here, knowing that we could just rip. If I am right, we could run up, rip some stops, and then just fail right here. So I'd be out of it anyways. Yeah, that's just where I'm at. I want to see it hold this level. Yeah, so dealing with a little FOMO here. Let's look at the 5 minute. Yeah, I see, like, reason being, like, we keep coming up to here, they keep selling it, but we can't yet put in lower lows. Here's our 5 minute. Just kind of wonky. NASDAQ too, kind of indecisive. Just stop me out. Okay, so I'm out on that level right there. Well, that's what FOMO will get you every time. Not every time, most times. I'm seeing these wicks and maybe I'm reading into them a little bit too much. So we're just going to sit back and wait. Got another, let's see, 2.5 minutes till we get a new 15-minute bar. Here's our 15-minute over here. All right, I'm gonna wait a bit now. No need to get in a hurry. The last trade was a little bit impetuous. And that's what happens when you're concerned about missing out on a move. I had a bias to the short side, saw it come up here, took it down quick. I don't think my level is bad, but it just it's how it is sometimes. It's just how it is. And I was looking at this on the 5-minute too, kind of leaning against. So here's our 5-minute chart, just seeing that we were having a hard time getting above the upper end of this. So I thought, okay, maybe this is where buyers capitulate and then we careen down a little bit further. But we didn't. Support 29. Oh, sorry, Tony. Yesterday's high to yesterday's low. Oh man, this thing is delayed quite a bit. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to pull it up and take a look. Alright, so here's 68 again. Let's see if the bulls can pull the rug out from under. Okay, we've got a new 15-minute, new 1-minute, new 5-minute bar. New life. time to do a little drawing. See if we discover anything important. Probably not here. Let's see. I don't know. How's that look? Yeah, every time this market pops up, I just want to sell it. I just want to sell it. All right, here we go. Let's see if see what Nasdaq does. We'll see if the S&P can get to its overnight high, which is around like 41.76. Oh, I love stops. They are good. They are good. So yesterday I was reminding myself, talking out loud, that with trading, the one job that's by far the most important thing to do is to manage your emotion. Of course, I'm managing risk, but I do that best when I first manage my emotion. That's the number. That's the only thing you got to manage, man, is your emotion and your risk. And if you're managing your emotion, then you're certainly managing your risk. There's so many other professions where, man, you've got to manage people, you've got to manage supplies, you've got to manage stuff with COVID and employees, customers, insurance companies, like you name it. You have to manage so much. And trading, it's great how it's so simple, yet it is not easy, right? It's simple, in theory it's simple, but practically speaking, it's not easy to always be master over yourself and master over your emotions. Case in point, my trade from 15 or 10 minutes ago, thinking we'd go lower, not wanting to miss out. Granted, I had a stop in place and that's good, but wanted to get involved, had a little FOMO and mentioned that. And even when I mentioned that, I thought, if that's the case, I probably shouldn't be in this trade right now. But it's so important that we manage how we're feeling. One job, that's it. That's your one task. Manage your emotions. You do that, all the technical analysis, the trade management, everything will fall into place. All right, 9:35, hour and 5 into the trading day. You drag our bigger time frame daily chart into play here. Oops. Let me drag this back over. Here's 15-minute. We're just stair stepping. Which I never trust that. I never trust just stepping the stairs. Maybe I should. Should I duplicate that guy? Oh. Come on, duplicate. Something like that. I don't know. All right. Looking for clues, looking for signals. Nothing yet, not doing anything yet. Current battle zone, I believe, will be top opening range to 68, maybe 65. NASDAQ finally looking weak. Here we're coming down to this. Let's see if we hold it, bounce, and then maybe sell off. Yeah, I shorted so many times down in here and it didn't work out well on the NASDAQ on 15 minute. 15 minute, this bar came up to here when S&P was putting in new highs. I was tempted to try again, but you know, you stick your hand in that cookie jar enough times and get smacked, you get a little hesitant the next time. So I'm looking for a little pullback up here, and then I think I try to sell it again, but let's see if I get it. I might not get it. NASDAQ down below its overnight low. Not new lows of the day though. So my trades this morning have been quite a bit faster than I'm used to, and I do have a false notion, like a false premise that or I can at times function out of a premise that if I'm not just lightning quick, I'm gonna miss this trade. But in actuality, a lot of my trades, I've got quite a while to see it set up, see it get to a certain level, and then once it does get to that level, I've always got usually about a minute or two to execute at a price that I like, that I think is good. So I'm gonna watch this for a pullback, see if we get it, and look to get short. I might not get it. Okay, so here we've done just quite a few, looks like 10 minutes, 10, 12 minutes of just straight selling down. Selling down. I guess you'd be selling up, but selling down. So we got close to our overnight high here on the 15 minute, up to 72. Overnight high was like 76 something. So it's a little frustrating when you've got a bias to the short side. You're trying it and nothing's working out, and then it goes and it moves like this move is right here. You think, I'd like to be on this because it's what I was trying to prepare myself to do earlier. But at this point, you can't chase it. So there was my little level right there, right? Came down to it, up to that level, and then right down. You'll have to ask my buddy Jonathan if he uses exo charts, Tony. Yeah, I know. I can. I'm pretty sure I can pull up volume charts. And this software too, like this is super clunky. It's just Thinkorswim, which it's great for options, but other, like what I'm doing here, a lot of guys don't like it at all. Truthfully, for me, a little bit less movement tends to be better. If I'm seeing just a whole bunch of data or info, or even if it's like moving too quick, I kind of get lost in it. So I've realized, like, for me, trading off so I look at the daily, of course, and then the 15-minute, 5-minute, and 1-minute. But that seems to work better for me. But I've looked at like footprint charts, which are great. They're really neat. That shows like I think NinjaTrader calls them like volumetric charts. Tony, I wouldn't be surprised if you're looking at those. But it shows like aggressive buyers versus aggressive sellers, right? Like looking at cumulative delta. So at a certain level, like who is more aggressive, which can certainly be helpful. Cumulative volume delta. I figured you did, Tony. You're nobody's fool. Yeah, that's cool. I remember, so a guy named Trevor Harnett used to have a platform. I was introduced to him back in '09 from a buddy who traded on the floor in Chicago. My buddy traded screens, and so did Trevor. The name of his company was Market Delta. He was the one who invented the footprint chart, the cumulative delta. There's some cool older videos of him explaining some of that. Yeah, surely my buddy Jonathan uses EXO. Here's a little pop. Kind of boring. Tony, do you watch S&P with exo charts as well, or is it only for crypto? So like you watch an S&P. Yeah, you mentioned, I think, you mentioned declining volume. You didn't say much about delta when the S&P got to that certain level. So I'm not involved here at these levels. Not yet, at least. Don't have a conviction one way or the other right now, buying or selling. Just watching tempo of the market. Maybe we're in just a range bound day, which we are so far. Our initial balance is put in right the first hour of trade. Here is appears today. So seems like buyers like it here, sellers like it here. So that's our range for today. Not a small range, especially relative to what we've done in the past, but not a lot of conviction or direction one way versus the other. Well, I might wrap it up here pretty soon. It's just before 10. I'm not seeing a lot right now. Nothing really to write home about. Not looking to get short. Not looking to get long. We're just looking at, so I've got my little things drawn in here, but if we look at, I'll get rid of this guy or turn it gray at least. If we look at overnight action, right, like what we did last night, so here's overnight high, here's overnight low, opening range, it's the two orange lines here, so opening range, the first minute of today's trade is right in between these two here. So I feel like could be a day that we find range or like find a healthy medium, healthy in between in the range there. I might consider another short up higher if we get there. Let's see. Yeah, it's crypto only, Tony said. I just saw the volume bars on your chart. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this was yeah, I hear you, Tony. I was wanting a short, but I was wanting it a little bit higher. And I think my error was I got too tired of getting stopped out being short, and so I just wasn't a player up in this area, which, you can't catch every move. Obviously, it's good to remind yourself there's so many moves that happen all the time, right? Be it buying crypto 5 years ago, or buying meme stocks, or shorting this, or doing puts on that. So even if you're watching just one market, there's only so many moves you can get involved in. And yeah, for me on the 15-minute, I was watching, thinking maybe we'd get up to here, watch what it did around there, and then see if I couldn't find a spot, like a good spot to short it. So for me, I just didn't see anything. Now, I was watching this area and then it failed. But, yep, didn't get it. Didn't get on board, which there'll be other trades where it's a lot more clear. Okay, getting a little movement here. Right, respecting this little guy right in the middle. But yeah, I was looking at, gosh, cumulative delta a long time ago. Um, and I found that with me, like less is more. But I would like to revisit it as I'm getting better with just trading off of certain levels, right? If you've got a level and then you're looking at cumulative delta or delta for the chart, be it a range chart, a volume chart, a time chart, it's definitely some good clues you can pick up on. All right. All right, 10 o'clock here. Excuse me. So let's look at the 5. Here's the 5 minute. So here, sellers sold it off, respected that area, opening range, came right back up. Again, our context. Let me drag the daily chart into play here. So I'm playing this short side aware, or I was aware too, that buyers were all in control yesterday afternoon, right? Like they just jammed it up the whole day. Closed really strong. So I'm shorting, but at the same time, I was thinking like, hey, this might not have too much room, might have kind of a range bound day, which so far we are. That's always subject to change. So just thinking out loud here. So Tony, you mentioned trading off the 2 minute and the 2 hour. When you hold trades, what are you looking to hold for minutes or for 15 minutes, for half hour, or not so much a time frame, but just instead like a target that you're looking to have the price get hit? I'll be back. All right, here's 68. 68. 66. Just tap 68 right there. All right, so try it again. So the question now is, did they just hit stops and they bring it back in? Or they push up a little bit higher and at least try to take out the overnight high, right? So here's overnight high, 76. Get this back in view here. All right, so there's 80. $82, almost 84. Running them up. Running them up here. All right, so much for being range bound, right? We were in this. Oops. Let's see if my mic's in. Okay. Yeah, so much for being range bound. We were in this range, came lower, respected that area. Now we're just pushing right up. S&P putting in new highs. NASDAQ not yet. Got another 5 minutes so we get a new 15-minute bar. I'm curious about 88 on the S&P. I'm gonna sell some here. I'm wrong above 89. I'm gonna scale a little bit right here. So I'm out of 1/3 of my position. Looking for a pullback to maybe sell some more. See what it gives us. Another 3 minutes till we finish this 15-minute bar. Again, I'm wrong above like 88, 89 on this trade. Let's sell a little bit more right here. So that little bit that I scaled out at the overnight high, I just added it back there. I still might add if we get up a little bit higher. Kind of going off of this little wick right here. Keeping in mind that I could be dead wrong, right? It's important to know that with trading. You could be wrong, man. You could be wrong, dude. Got another 2 minutes here on the 15-minute. All right, same deal. I'm going to buy a little bit back right here at the overnight high. There we go. What's my target? First target. I'm gonna buy some more back right here. All right, still in 2/3 of my position. Trying to decide how I feel about it. let's see what they do up here. Pretty strong bar there on the 1 minute. I'm not stopped out yet of that last 2/3. All right, just about got a new 15-minute bar. Let's see where it closes at. Oh, we are done with the 15-minute bar. We've been on it for a minute. Let's watch 88, 89, see what happens up here. Strength. That's what's happening. I'm going to sell a little bit more right here. All right, I'm buying back a little bit here. Buying a little bit more right here as well. Oh, very nice. Very nice. There we go. Let's see if we can break that. I'm still in 2/3 that position. Be great if we could just break that area there. All right, I'm in half my position. I will hold it against that high. If it gets up there, I don't want it. Okay, so on this one, I could have one by the tail, or I could get stopped out. If I do, I might consider re-entering. It's a pretty nice, impetuous move down. However, buyers defended this area. They defended the overnight high. Got another minute to go to get a new 5-minute bar. I'd love to see him get below this 76 level, this overnight high. Getting some more movement and volatility up here for sure. Let's see if we can push him through. I didn't add. I was tempted to there at 84, but I didn't add any. When you hear the ping, that's my stop. That's my stop. When you hear it ping it. Not stopped out yet, but it could happen. Stranger things have happened, right? You got stopped out. What? 88, 89. Let's see what we do. I could do what it do. I'd love them to just slam it back down, but it's looking strong here. NASDAQ trying to be strong. S&P is too. Trying to be a tough guy, trying to hang in there. All right, let's see. Adjust that guy, add it. Make that little dude yellow. Want to see it pull back in. Not stopped out yet, but I'm close. Here we go. Almost got me now. Almost got me. I'm going to try adding a little bit more right here, a little gutsy. And we'll see if it pays off. Want to see it get below this yellow line right here. Fighting City Hall on the way up. All right, I'm not stopped out yet, but I'm pretty close. I do have a hard stop in just in case we run it up and, within a short amount of time we end up 10 points higher. I do with that run the risk of it going up and then coming right back down, but it's the game that we play, right? You got to protect yourself. So definitely some nice movement there with this come up or comes up, spikes down, sell it off. Bears had their chance here. They couldn't do it. Bullish just defended, and so that was that. All right, I am stopped out of that last piece. So I tried adding a little bit more up here, thinking I'd just keep a real tight stop on it. So some good action in here. Just looking for a little bit more of a break. Would have been nice. And again, that level, that 89, was based off of Let me show you on the 15-minute chart. Based off of this wick right here. So I saw it here, saw it come up, get under, thought, oh, I like it short. I'll hold it against 89-ish, you know. And so I had my stop like right there, like 80, 89.5, and it took it out. We've had some pretty good, like, quick sell-offs on the day, right? Going back from 9, sell-off, they hold it. Sell-off, they hold it. Sold off here, they held it well. Even this one, I mean, this is some good movement, right? Got up here, sold it, they hold it, sold it again, they hold it. And even this, trying to sell this one here. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for me. It is 10:30. So if anyone's watching, hope you have a good rest of your day. Peace.